All right, we are live. And Bearded Bastards. I don't even remember what episode we are up to now, but I'm here, Robert Frank. It's been probably 2 weeks since we've done some sort of review. Zach G, who normally is my co-pilot for these streams, is on his deathbed as well, as am I. But we do have Dave Helix in the house, who's one of our longtime Patreon members and wrestling fan, who was excited when we were going to start the wrestling podcast. So I'm happy to have Dave with me co-piloting the show, and we'll talk about the Dynamite from Mischief Night, October 30th, 2024. What's up, David?
Hey.
Or David Helix. Do you have a wrestling name? What are we going to call you?
Well, when I backyard wrestled, it was Crimson.
Okay.
With a K.
Okay, nice. You did the backyard wrestling too. Nice. How in depth was your backyard wrestling career? Did you guys like build a ring and everything? Or?
No, we had mattresses and
okay.
It probably wasn't as good as the stuff that you guys did back in the day, but
oh god, we went to the next level. The only thing that was super phony with our ring were the ropes. You couldn't really bounce off of them. They were there, but they were there more for show.
Yeah.
And if you would whip somebody into the ropes, you would have to kind of pretend that you fell into them and then it sprung you back. And always going off the top rope was you couldn't stand on the going to the turnbuckle. You couldn't like climb up the turnbuckle. You had to do it in a way where your feet were kind of like this instead of standing normally to do something, because you had to stand on the pole. It was fucking weird, but we made it work. And we always got around shit by just putting a ladder in the corner, and we would jump off the ladder instead of off the top rope. So,
oh, there you go.
Yeah,
that's some ingenuity right there.
You're damn right. So Dynamite, last night, Fright Night Dynamite, which was every time AEW has like a name or a theme to a regular Dynamite, you know that they're taking it a little bit more seriously. And I'll be honest with you, I've been so down on AEW, the product altogether. The storylines suck. There's very few things that I find interesting on the show. I fast forward most of it. This one actually flowed pretty well. There were some fast forward moments. There were some cringe moments, but overall, I didn't think it was a bad show. Started out with Orange Cassidy coming out to the ring. I don't know if they did a package or some kind of video package in the beginning, but I know the show started with Orange Cassidy coming out to the ring, and I guess he's the leader of the jobbers that are all fighting against the BCC now. What do you think about this new BCC group with Pac in it, and them going up against all the AEW originals, aka the Job Squad?
Honestly, I'm here for it. Like, I like it. I think Moxley's great. He's great on the mic. Yeah, he got himself in fantastic shape. I mean, dude is ripped.
Yeah.
The whole Marina thing, I like it. Like, I was a fan of Marina before. I feel like she needed something to really get her to the next level.
Yeah.
Pac is just like, dude's world class.
Bro, let me tell you something. Pac doesn't own regular clothes. He just has his ring gear. He goes to the airport in his ring gear. He does backstage promo. Bro, he's always in his gear.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, he's got the Randy Orton thing. Like, Randy Orton never wears clothes. Like, it's always his T-shirt and his trunks.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. That's and then obviously Claudio, but man, I can't get behind the Wheeler thing, man. It's just he seems like he's trying too hard to look tough, and it just doesn't work for me, bro. I don't know.
We'll get into it later, but there was a part where I thought that they were gonna turn on him and use him as the sacrificial lamb, and it ended up being a swerve, no pun intended. But anyway, all right. So Orange Cassidy comes out. You know, you got this little conglomeration crew that they started that has Rocky Romero and Orange Cassidy and Jay Briscoe, or I'm sorry, not Jay, Mark Briscoe. Who else is in it? Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah,
it's just a bunch of mid-card dudes that they put together. They got the Tomohiro Ishii now as part of the crew. And you know, the Dark Order, who's been there since the beginning, John Silver, who we had on our podcast a couple years ago. A bunch of, you know, just mid-card dudes. And when you have a main event fucking angle, like I feel like Tony Khan is trying to recreate the NWO with what's going on with Moxley and the BCC, his crew. But when the NWO was forming and they were beating people up, they weren't beating up fucking like Norman Smiley and the Mulkey brothers and that like they were going after
Disco Inferno.
DDP and Sting and all like main top mid card to main event guys. Yeah, of course, when Kevin Nash and they would just beat the shit out of people to get people to recruit. Yeah, you had your Buff Bagwells, who was just Marcus Bagwell back then, and lower card guys. But I just feel like nobody gives a fuck except for AEW's hardcore audience. Nobody gives a fuck about the Dark Order. They don't care enough about Orange Cassidy or any of those guys.
Yeah,
I just feel like they should be. If they were going to go after somebody, they need to go after the Swerves and the MJFs. And I know that they got their own shit going on, which we'll talk about. But like nobody cares about these jobbers, bro. But anyway, Orange Cassidy comes out, rah speech. He says that he's going to be the next world champion, challenges Moxley for whenever that's going to be. And yeah, I mean, what do you think of Orange Cassidy on the mic?
I think he's he was definitely pissed. He came out, he was showing a little bit of fire and stuff like that. But I think his mic skills are he's decent. But honestly, like I don't want it to be him. I like the whole lazy, slothy type character. Like I don't want him to be like a leader and you know, rah, I'm gonna get him for the team guy. Like I don't know, it doesn't. I don't know. It's different.
Yeah,
but
I'm not.
It might take a little bit to get used to it.
I'm not buying him, and the problem is, dude, the AEW is bleeding an audience, right? They're stuck in that 600,000 to 650,000 on a regular basis, what they're getting for Dynamite every week.
Yeah.
They need to either attract some of that WWE audience or they have to, find new fans that are going to come in and watch wrestling. Nobody fucking believes Orange Cassidy. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem. Every match that he has, he's very athletic. When he doesn't do the sloth gimmick and he actually, works, he's a good seller. He's a good baby face. I'll give him that. He's got the facials and all that shit. But I'm just like, when people see him in the ring against a John Moxley, they're like, come on, bro. We already know who's winning. But anyway, that was the opening segment. And Mercedes was backstage with Camille. And I said Mercedes was looking smoking hot yesterday. I think Mercedes Moné is fucking a smoke show. Camille, who I saw in person at a Ring of Honor, and NWA were doing their little cross promotion thing right before COVID happened. Camille walked right fucking past me, and she is beautiful in person. She's a grown ass man. She's like 6 foot tall, but anyway,
she can buy her own drinks, right?
She can buy her own drinks, dude. I'm just like, Mercedes looks so good. She clearly needs a fucking manager to talk for her, because when she talks, her acting is so fucking bad. Her promos are horrible and they're so cringy. What do you think about Mercedes' run so far in AEW?
I was hoping it would be more than what it's been. Like, I definitely agree with the whole her promo stuff. Like, she just looks like she's cutting promos in the Performance Center. Like she hasn't grown from that whole old WWE way of cutting promos. It just sounds like she's reading from a script. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound like it's from the heart. Although I will say when she first debuted, I like that because it seemed like she was, speaking from the way she felt. But when it comes to a promo, I
think she needs to go back to that. Just almost like Roman Reigns. When Roman Reigns was reading scripted promos, he fucking sucked on the mic. John Cena would expose the shit out of him. But when Roman just was like, all right, yeah, my name on wrestling is Roman Reigns, but I'm just going to come out and talk like Joe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's when his promos got so much better, because he was real and just speaking from the heart. I feel like that's why John Moxley's promos when he was Dean Ambrose in the WWF was fucking the shits, bro. Yeah. But now I think because he's just being himself and he's raw, He's really, really good on the mic. I would say he's top 3 in AEW, and I never in a billion years would have said that 3-4 years ago about Jon Moxley's mic skills. So I give him a lot of props. And like you mentioned, he did get himself in really good shape. But yeah, getting back to Mercedes, I don't know what it is. She's not connecting with the fans there. It's almost like she has go away heat, and that's really
that's what
sad.
I was just about to say. Go away heat.
It's really sad for her because, dude, she's a fucking star, bro.
Yeah, and she's got the CEO thing. She's got the catchy little thing.
Yeah,
it's just something's not there. She's missing something. I don't know.
She is missing something. Something needs to happen with her where she needs to start getting like bad guy heat instead of this go away heat. She's got the same heat that the fucking Bucks have, bro. The crowd gives no fucks about the Young Bucks anymore.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into. I
think I have something about that written down later too.
Ooh, boy, let me tell you. So, all right, so that was a little backstage promo, and she's just talking shit about Chris Statlander or whatever. And Renee Paquette, who I have in my notes later on, she was looking pretty good. You always got to compliment the ladies.
I wrote it down too. This is more like the Horny Bastards podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, and I may be missing something here because there was some fast forwarding going on, especially through the picture-in-picture. I just fast forward, and wherever I stop,
that's what I do too.
I end up where I end up. Adam Cole was coming to the ring, and they announced him at 194 pounds, and I just wrote LMFAO next to it. I have in my notes he should wrestle in his jacket. He shouldn't take his jacket off.
Dude.
And I have Buddy Matthews, who comes out next, absolutely stacked, 227. So this dude weighs 30 pounds more than Adam Cole. I'm not buying it. They could easily bill Buddy Matthews at 260, even if he is only 227. He looks like he's fucking like so much heavier. What do you think about what do you think about Adam Cole and Buddy Matthews just as performers?
So you just want me to read my notes? I wrote Cole is still over AF. I mean, the crowd fucking loves Cole.
Crowd loves, but halfway through the match, bro, there was some Buddy chants going on. They kind of turned on Cole a little bit.
I might have skipped a little bit. Maybe I missed that. I put Buddy is jacked out of his mind. I put Cole DYEL. I said, do you even lift?
Yep. The answer is no.
Oh, and I also pointed out the fact that Buddy DDTs Cole's ankle, which I thought was a cool little thing there. He did it like 3 or 4 times.
Yep.
And then I just have here predictable win for Cole. It's frustrating. Like I get it. They want to put Cole, because the crowd loves him and shit. But I mean, I can't buy it. Like that guy beating or losing to Cole. I mean, no. I just can't buy it. I don't know. Like I get it, but if Cole was bigger than him, I don't know. Maybe I'd be a little more into buying it, but I don't know.
I mean, bro, I even posted something on Twitter last night saying, when we talk about it all the time, me and Zach, when it's a little guy or smaller guy versus the big guy, you already know who's winning. Don't even stop watching. Just fast forward to the next match and see who it is. And you could always predict it.
I just feel like in general, the House of Black needs to be booked stronger. They're a cool, unique stable, and they just what are they? Who do they beat? Like Top Flight and whoever else. Shoot those guys to the moon. I mean,
I forgot Top Flight is part
incredible.
Top Flight is part of that job squad that was out in the beginning.
Yeah, the mid-card alliance is what I'm calling them.
Hey, what would that be? MCA? The MCA, the mid-card alliance.
The mid-card alliance, I don't know.
So it was a very long match. Probably, I didn't time it, but it had to be over 20 minutes. Cole was selling his ankle the whole time. The doctor comes out. They were going to stop the match. Buddy gets on the mic. He's like, oh, this is who you are. You're a little bitch. You're going to leave. And then Cole gets fired up. And there was a point where, and I had to rewind it to see, the crowd was chanting Buddy, and they were kind of groaning when Cole would get some offense. I was like, wow, is the crowd, that AEW crowd, turning on Adam Cole? That would be pretty interesting. But Buddy kicked out of Adam Cole's finisher, that boom knee that he does. I said good match so far. It was very long, but it wasn't a bad match. I wasn't bored at any point. It was
No, it
just
was a good
going on
match.
forever. Lots of near falls. Cole wins 2 Panama Sunrises, one on the outside, one in the ring, boom knee, and he pins him. And I'm just like, did this have to be 25 minutes long? Couldn't we have wrapped this up in 12?
Yeah, it was predictable. Like, I don't know. It's a good match. I mean, honestly, Cole's a good worker. I forgot to write it down, but I feel like his spray tan looked pretty bad. He looked like yellow.
Oh yeah. I did notice that
like
too.
his face was darker than the rest of his body too. Like he had that like MJF bad spray tan thing. Like you ever notice how his fingers are like dark orange and the rest of his body is like, I was like, what is going on here?
Dude, I think part of it is Cole has such a long, big face that his body, no matter how jacked, and he's not a tall dude, no matter how jacked he gets, he's just always going to look like Rocky Dennis from the movie with Cher. I forget what the fuck it was called. It might have even been called Rocky. But yeah, so the lights go out. He's shaking hands with Buddy. Thank you for bringing out the fire in me. This is what I needed. Lights go out. And boom, in the ring is Malachi Black, where Buddy Matthews was standing, shaking hands with Cole. So it looks like, I thought, now the way that I interpreted it is that the House of Black were trying to recruit Cole, but instead it looks like Malachi Black is going to be Cole's next opponent in this.
Yeah,
he's got to win 3 matches.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on, man. Like,
if they're going to get, like you said, the House of Black is a very unique group and they need to be pushed stronger. If they're going to put them in this angle somehow, some way with MJF and Adam Cole, that's a, top of the card feud. But if they're just going to use these guys to fucking job out, to job them out. So what's the point?
Yeah. Because
you know what's going to happen next. He's going to roll up Aleister Black or Malachi Black, whatever they're calling him now. He's going to get a fluke win. And then the next week, it's going to be Brody King, the biggest of all of them.
Gosh.
And then Adam Cole's going to fucking beat him with 18 Panama Sunrises, 32 super kicks, 4 boom knees. And then he's going to win. Come on, bro. It's like, ugh. Anyway, so yeah, good match overall. I wasn't mad at it. I do think that the crowd was starting to get a little groany when it came to Cole, but we'll see how that progresses. Next up, backstage, Christopher Daniels' private party. Renee Paquette, I just have written down smoke show. I don't know why she's growing on me, bro.
Same, dude. Exactly. Yeah, same. Like,
have you seen? I know this is an AEW review, but have you seen all the controversy with Samantha Irvin? The shit that she's been saying on Twitter and responding back to fans.
Not really. Like, I stay off that shit, but like, I keep up with some of the wrestling news. I know she quit because she didn't want to announce anymore or something like that.
Right.
That's all I know.
She felt like she hit her ceiling, and she
wanted to be a manager and whatnot, and.
Yeah, she was, bro. She's cutting promos on the fans now, where before she had to be politically correct and either not respond, but now she's responding back to people, and she's bringing the thug out of Samantha Irvin. So yeah, it's actually pretty funny, and everyone's like, I've lost so much respect for her because now she's being mean to us, where before she just really couldn't answer because she didn't want to get in trouble, but now she's bringing that little ghetto out. It's fucking great. All right, yeah. Adam Cole with the Kingdom backstage promo. Cole's, back there doing whatever the hell he's doing. And I didn't pay too much attention. Did I miss anything here, Dave, with Cole?
Nothing. I wrote backstage with Cole. He's getting his ankle looked at, I believe. And then Cole and MJF saga continues. He's just talking about how he lost respect for him because he didn't come and check on him in the hospital or something like that. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. I don't know.
I still feel like there's going to be some kind of a swerve, and Cole is going to end up turning. Cole is a good bad guy. When Cole is a heel, just like Cody, they're little fucking pricks. And I remember Cole when he was with the leader of the Bullet Club, when he was back and forth between Ring of Honor and wherever else they were traveling. I feel like Cole being a heel instead of the babyface could work. And when I started hearing the boos, I was like, maybe they're planting the seed here, and Cole's going to be a bad guy. But Don Callis comes out, Kyle Fletcher next. They're up on the stage. They're talking some shit, calling out Will Ospreay, who I guess is taking a mental leave of absence from what I hear. I guess they're playing it off. It's like an injury angle on TV, but I hear his mental health isn't doing well, so he has to take some time off. Have you heard anything about Will Ospreay?
No, honestly. I mean, I'm sure that's quite the grind, flying from the UK back to the US once a week.
His choice, though. He wanted it like that. That's why he didn't go to WWE.
Yeah, and it's funny because Triple H called him out. He's like, "Oh, you don't want to do the grind and blah blah blah." But here he is. He's grinding on the other side. I mean, he's not like doing any less than he would do if he was over there. But
that is true.
I mean, Ospreay is obviously a hell of a performer. I'm sure he's probably banged up and he's got some shit because some of those moves that they do, man, when they spike each other's head and shit, I'm like, how the hell does he get back up and walk again? So I mean, who knows?
No idea.
He might be licking some wounds and working his mental health. I don't know.
Yeah, he's really good. He's one of the top guys in my book. But he doesn't come out obviously because he's not there. And then the music hits for Aussie Open. Again, if you ask 1,000 WWE fans, hey, who's Aussie Open? 1 out of 1,000 is gonna be like, oh, I think they're a tag team from Ring of Honor or wherever the hell they over in England, whatever. Nobody knows who these fucking guys are. And Mark Davis comes out of all people, who was Kyle Fletcher's partner in Aussie Open.
Yeah.
They've won belts all over the world. They're a really good tag team, but I just have here the crowd goes mild. I thought I guess he thought that he was going to get a bigger pop for return. He's been gone for like a year. And
I wrote, who cares?
Nobody gave a fuck.
I wrote down.
My next note was Fletcher looks like Glacier. Remember Glacier back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
They got the same haircut now. They got the same haircut now. But listen, Kyle Fletcher is a good talent. He's getting himself in pretty good shape. He's not bad on the mic. I think his accent kind of helps him a little bit. He's a good-looking guy. Yeah. Being with Callis is good for him right now. And I think that he could be a breakout star. He could do all the moves. He could take all the moves. Sometimes guys could do them, but they can't take them. Other guys could take them, but they can't do them. And he's pretty much a total package. I like him overall.
Yeah, he's also banging Sky Blue, I think.
Yes, right? Yeah, you get points for that, bro. Man.
Dude's winning in life.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's just put it there.
Yeah, and man. I'm pretty sure she used to be into black dudes, so he must be hung like a horse to be able to bag that up. So good for him.
I want to say she dated the one guy in Top Flight. I forget which one.
Yes.
The one who snapped his ankle in Ring of Honor or something.
Dante Martin.
Yes, that one. Yeah, I think she dated him for a little bit.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I wanted to acknowledge, like, Callis as nuclear heat. I mean, the dude is like, he's like Dominic Mysterio. Like, as soon as he pulls the mic up, they're booing. He doesn't even have to say a word. Just stand there, hold the mic, and they just boo the crap out of him.
He's very good on the mic. He knows his timing is perfect. He knows when to get the boos. He's fucking legit.
Sure.
I like Callis a lot, and I feel like he's the equivalent of Paul Lee or Paul Heyman, Paul Lee Dangerously, whatever they call him these days. I feel like he's AEW's version of him. Put any top star with Don Callis that really can't talk that well, and they'll be A-okay. Hangman backstage with Renee. Again, Renee's all over this show. Calling out Jay White. Former Bullet Club members. They had a hell of a fucking match at the last pay-per-view that me and Zach really enjoyed. Did you watch the last AEW pay-per-view?
I did not, no.
Okay. Yeah, it was really good. They went for like 25, 30 minutes. It was the opening match. The crowd was hot. And that's one thing that I noticed, bro. Do you notice the AEW crowd is just, no matter where the fuck they are, they're just always flat? Like, when there's no, when you're in the ring cutting a promo, you're waiting for the crowd to, cheer and give you acknowledgments or whatever, or react to what you're saying. They're just all sitting on their fucking hands like this, just staring. It's almost like a New Japan crowd.
Yeah.
I feel like they're not into the show at all. Moxley and Marina are shown backstage. I don't even know what the fuck they were doing. I just wrote thumbs up because I like those two together, like you said earlier. And
yeah, they're a good combo for sure.
Yeah, I feel like Moxley needed like a heater to be with her, and have it being a female is pretty cool. BCC comes out. I said Pac is always in his fucking gear. This dude just he doesn't have any other clothes. Mox cutting a promo on Orange Cassidy. They do the shit where they pretend to turn on Wheeler and they grab him and they put his head in the fucking chair. And then Orange comes out. Because remember, Wheeler Yuta or Yuta Wheeler? What the fuck is his name? I even forget. Wheeler Yuta. He used to be part of that Best Friends crew with Chuck Taylor and Trent and Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander on all the Being the Elite episodes when the Young Bucks used to do them. He was always with them. And so Orange comes out, I guess, to have the back of his old friend. And then a big brawl comes out. I said the crowd goes mild once again.
Yeah.
Bro, remember back in the day, the fucking NWO versus WCW brawls that they used to have? The crowd was throwing shit in the ring. They were jumping on chairs. They were
throwing like full drinks into the ring.
The place was going bananas, dude. Nobody here gave a fuck about Claudio Castagnoli beating the shit out of fucking Alex Reynolds from the Dark Order.
You know from the Dork Order, that's what I call him.
Yeah, no heat whatsoever. I said the jobbers are outnumbered and getting the shit beat out of them. Darby comes down from the rafters, and all the rest of the job squad comes out and they run off the BCC. What do you got to say about this?
Yeah, I just wrote down basically what you said. I put lower mid card baby faces rush the ring, and then I don't know if you noticed this, but when the announce table fell apart, I don't know if Darby was like trying to do something, but I think he fell into the table. I don't know if you noticed that at one point. That made me laugh. Like I think he was like getting like I don't think he was trying to do. I think he was trying to jump off the broken table, but then he ended up falling into the table. It was kind of weird. I don't know.
Shit!
I thought that was funny.
I thought there was one point I feel like he was still connected to the harness when he wasn't supposed to be.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was getting pulled in all kinds of different directions, but. Yeah, shout out to Darby for the little sting callback coming from the Raptors.
Yeah.
And okay, so if it's not going to be Orange Cassidy as the leader of the mid card alliance, what do you think about Darby being that? Is Darby believable to you?
Yeah, definitely more believable than Orange Cassidy. Okay. But then again, maybe it'd be a cool thing to see Orange Cassidy really get fired up. But then, it kind of defeats the purpose of his actual character, which is unique. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I feel like he can never go back to that.
Yeah, like obviously Darby will put his body on the line and do anything it takes. I mean, a dude will jump onto a pile of tables and chairs and break his back in half, for anybody. So I could believe in Darby, being the guy for the lower mid card alliance. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it pans out. But they have to do something to get the crowd to actually give a fuck. It doesn't look good when you have all these baby faces coming out and the crowd just doesn't even care. I don't know if maybe there's some cities they need to just write off and be like, yeah, last time we were here, they were fucking dead. But that crowd is so weird because they'll be completely fucking silent for the entire match. And then one big move happened. And then all of a sudden, this is awesome. Clap, 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 clap.
It's almost like the sign in, on TV shows where they put applause or whatever. And it comes
exactly.
Up. I don't know.
Wild shit. So as the brawl is going on, the Young Bucks music hits. And I wrote in my notes, I said they did this purposely because they were hoping that the crowd was going to be so hot and fired up for the brawl that was going on that they wouldn't get the fucking absolute crickets coming out when their music hit if they were being introduced for the match normally. So I felt like they were smart by doing it that way, but the crowd still didn't care.
Yeah.
Young Bucks come out. And Private Party comes out. Well, Private Party was already out there, part of the brawl, and I was just like, "This fucking sucks, dude." But go ahead, give me your notes on this match.
I just put Bucks versus Private Party follows the brawl. I hate the Young Bucks gear. I mean, I don't know what it is about it. It looks like they're wearing pajamas,
dude. It's
with
so
like
bad.
I don't,
because they're wrestling in like vests.
Yeah, like
and
a vest
Matt's
with
got
pajama pants
fucking pearls. Yeah, Matt's got wearing pearl necklaces and shit, like fucking Dave Bautista. What's up with him, dude? He looks like a fucking queer. I don't know what's happening with this dude either. But yeah, so Young Bucks come out. I mean, listen, they've never had good physiques, but you're right. They looked so much better when they had the, Rock and Roll Express type tights even with all the bandanas and the fringe or whatever the hell they had on there with nothing, no shirt up top. I'm not trying to be gay by saying that they should be shirtless, but that vest, the business vests that they're wearing just aren't cutting it.
Yeah, it just looks weird. And I wrote down Matt Jackson did a one-winged angel, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah. I think that's a little hint that Kenny Omega might be coming back.
Yeah, possibly. And then I put Private Party wins, new tag team champs. And I also wrote down what happened to the heel EVP Bucks. Like they were like guys running the show basically, and now they're like they lose and they just walk away. They don't pull any EVP cards to try to get their titles back, or I don't know what happened. Are they just going to squash that altogether, or what's going on there?
I don't know where they're going with the Bucks, because you're right. They were the powers that be, so to speak. And then after the match, they just shook hands with them and they kind of gave them the belts and said congratulations and rolled out of the ring. And then the next backstage segment, you see Jack Perry back there fucking dwiddling his thumbs, whatever the hell's going on. And it looks like the Bucks were cleaning out their lockers or something to leave. What was all that about?
They were like packing their shoes and shit. I mean, they tightened that up a little bit towards the end of the show, but there was just, I guess maybe they lost their, maybe they're tired of the way shit's going. They don't want to put up a fight and beat off these BCC guys. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, because somehow, some way, they're involved in the BCC. Like, there's so much going on here. I'm like, what's happening? And I figured that they were going to lose the belts so they could take them off TV for a little while, just because the crowd doesn't care, and maybe wait for Omega to come back and come back as the Elite. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, maybe that's what I've been hearing. There's rumblings that Omega's coming back for that Wrestle Dynasty show or whatever. Yeah. Didn't he say he wants to face a certain guy from Japan? I forget who it was, but he might. Maybe his diverticulitis shit's getting figured out. I don't know.
I hope so, man. They got Okada fucking just pissing in the wind, and he's not doing shit.
Yeah. Oh my God, this guy. I mean, it's a nice break for Okada because he's been wrestling that New Japan strong style for so long. Now he just goes in and throws a couple punches and maybe a drop kick, and then and he gets paid $5 million a year or whatever it is.
Such a sweet deal for Okada.
Yeah.
Jericho in the learning tree. When I was fast forwarding around, I guess getting through a commercial break, I was already halfway through Jericho in the learning tree, sitting there. And
I think you skipped over like two different things that happened.
Did I really? What did I miss?
Well, not a whole lot. I wrote down backstage with Hayter and Penelope Ford.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, how is Penelope looking?
Oh, fuck. I wrote Penelope Ford is hot AF.
I saw her at a fucking show in New Jersey. It was when Crowbar was doing the indies. She was at an indie show. She was with Joey Janela.
Yeah.
And I think Crowbar wrestled Joey Janela that day. And Penelope Ford, bro, in person is so fucking hot. It's not even funny.
Yeah. She's
TV doesn't do her justice.
Yeah. She's that whole Liv Morgan porn star hot. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Slutty hot.
Yeah. And then I wrote is Hayter in Charlie's Angels. I don't know. She's got the whole like 70s like hair looking thing and the color scheme thing. And then there was MVP and Swerve video package as well, like a short little thing, about MVP and Swerve and stuff. And then it goes to the whole learning tree segment.
Okay. Yeah. I missed all of that.
It was like maybe a minute and a half of video. It wasn't much.
Jericho and the Learning Tree, was he just talking about Mark Briscoe and something about another match? Because I kind of forwarded through that.
Yeah, I wrote Learning Tree segment. I said Jericho is El Nueve. He's the 9-time champ now.
Yep.
Ring of Honor champ. I put fuck this.
Yeah.
I put Big Bill is awesome. Get him away from Jericho. And then Jericho plugs the movie he's in, the Terrifier 3 movie.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Have you?
No, I haven't either. I wonder how big of a role he has in it. Is he like an extra, like Bar Patron 3, Chris Jericho, or is he actually in it?
But I read somewhere that it's the highest grossing unrated movie of all time.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
it's a cult classic type of
$50 million or some shit. Like, it was insane.
Yeah, they have a cult. That Terrifier shit has a cult following.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what's going to happen. Me and Zach talked about it last week or the week before. Something's going to happen where Jericho is going to turn on fucking Big Bill. Big Bill's going to be laid out, and Enzo Amore is going to come out and help him out. And Enzo is going to join AEW, and him and Cass or Big Bill are going to reunite and be a tag team. That's my prediction, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I could see that happening for sure.
Jim Ross was putting over Enzo hard, bro, on his podcast with Conrad.
Yeah.
Maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I ran across a little clip, and he was asking about Enzo. It's like, a free agent. He's been out of a major promotion for a while. The guy's got the gift of gab. He's not that horrible of a worker. I didn't think he was that great of a worker, but he's definitely got the mic skills, and he can get the crowd fired up. So
he's got in pretty good shape too, right? Like,
yeah.
At least like 20 pounds of muscle or something. Dude's looking jacked.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good. I think he's still fucking around with MLW, but whatever. We'll see what happens with him.
You're right.
Jack Perry, Daniel Garcia, a little backstage thing. And dude, Daniel Garcia, another one like Wheeler Yuta, fucking just pushing him down our throat. We really don't give a fuck about him. Did I miss anything between the Learning Tree and Jack Perry and Daniel Garcia?
There was Anna Jay and Mariah May video package.
That's right. How could I miss that?
It's just a little short video clip about, about their rivalry.
Got it. Yeah, I'm sure both of them were looking smoking because they're two of the hottest chicks in AEW.
Honestly, I know we're talking about Dynamite, but I was watching Collision from this Saturday, and Anna Jay had a match.
Okay.
I think it was, who was she wrestling? Like Robin Renegade or something like that? I forget.
Okay.
I was like, man, she really improved. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of like Jim Cornette used to talk about people having happy feet, when their feet are bouncing around all the time and shit, like looks like uncoordinated. Yeah. Like she looks good. Like her moves look smooth and like she's gotten a lot she
Yeah, I haven't seen her work in a while. I'll be curious to see how she does.
Anna Jay is like, oh man, she is so hot.
Yeah, she's very good.
Yeah, Mariah May is, I don't know.
I feel like there's not a lot of chicks in AEW that aren't fucking smoke shows. I mean, I'm sure I could think of a few like Nyla Rose. But yeah, most of them are fucking gorgeous, model hot. CEO comes out, Statlander. I said Statlander's been bulking. It's pretty put on a couple pounds there. She's a good worker though.
Oh, and I'm actually a really big fan of Chris Statlander. I think she's great.
Yeah, I think she's very pretty too. I think her face is very pretty.
I don't know. Here's like a weird, like they did a weird 180 babyface turn with her because
that is so weird, dude.
She was doing that whole thing where she was like the big tough, almost Camille type, and then all of a sudden now she's a babyface and she's not with Stokely anymore. It's strange.
Yeah. Also, AEW has a habit of doing that though. You know that.
Yeah. I wrote down quick match. Like it seemed kind of rushed. Like they had a video or they had a commercial break and then it came back from commercial break and it was over in like 45 seconds. I was like, oh.
Bro, I fast forwarded through the commercial and it was over and I saw Statlander.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was like, wow.
I almost got the vibe that maybe they were running short on time. Maybe something went over time and they had to rush through the match. But yeah, it was Stat won. I mean, I wasn't surprised. And then there was a post-match beatdown from Mercedes.
Yeah. Looks like that's going to be the next matchup between Mercedes and Statlander. Which, it is what it is. So yeah, CEO comes in, she beats up Statlander. They cue her music, so it has some noise in the arena because again, the crowd gave zero fucks. I almost feel bad for the performers because they're out there trying their best. I know they are, and the crowd just doesn't fucking care. Look at the difference between the WWE crowd and AEW. It's night and fucking day. Maybe because they have it so dark in the arena, they're putting people to sleep. They need to brighten shit up in there, maybe. Patriarchy backstage segment may have missed something, not sure, but the patriarchy is another thing I'm really not that into is the patriarchy. I like Christian. He's a good talker.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's the king of cheap heat.
Like he also gets heat. Yeah, he's always make fun of the town. It works, just do it.
Yeah. Jericho's starting to do that too. Yeah, exactly. Jericho's doing that with mispronouncing or saying the wrong city just to piss off the crowd. He's been doing that the last couple
I did notice
weeks.
that. He said Cincinnati when they were in Cleveland or something like that.
Yeah, it's funny shit. Young Bucks are leaving the arena. They're packing up. BCC beats up Cutler and Christopher Daniels. So it's so weird because there's so much going on. It's the mid-card alliance versus the BCC, but the Young Bucks are somehow involved in all of this. It's holding my interest a little bit. I just wish I cared more about fucking Kyle O'Reilly and Private Party. I just don't. Yeah. It sucks. And then the main event, Swerve Strickland versus Shelton Benjamin. I think it's funny how Shelton goes from a guy that barely got on fucking Sunday Night Heat, to now in the main event of AEW's A Show. But again, he's a big star to me anyway. He's a fucking man, a grown man.
Yeah.
50 years old, jacked, can go, has moves, can take moves. Swerve is in a league of his own. I think Swerve is one of the best fucking workers in AEW. He's got a very unique skill set and move set. He does shit that nobody else does. And he could do all the crazy shit too. He could do all the flips and all the crazy jumping off the rope shit, but he also has, a wide variety of moves. And I thought it was a pretty good match. What did you think about this one?
Yeah. I thought the same. I think we missed one thing before that.
What did we miss?
There was a backstage thing where the Young Bucks were leaving. They got in their car and stuff, and they were packing all their shit up. And then Cutler comes out. They left Cutler behind.
Yeah, no, I said the BCC beat up Cutler and Christopher Daniels.
Oh.
Yeah, I had that on my notes here. Yeah.
I got you. Never mind. I must have missed it. Sorry.
That's why I'm saying it's so weird how the Bucks are kind of intertwined with the BCC in some way. They got to be telling some kind of a fucking story.
Yeah, there's got to be something.
Do you think Shane McMahon has anything to do with this?
Maybe. I don't know. I think it would be like, I don't know if it'll move the needle per se, like to get them more ratings, but I mean, a fucking McMahon on the Enemy's show, like that's pretty cool. Like I gotta say
that definitely it would be very interesting. I don't know how much it would move the needle, but if they're really going to go all out with this BCC NWO type gimmick, they have to have something bigger than Moxley as the figurehead and almost maybe the Bucks know what the fuck is going on and they just want nothing to do with it and they want to leave. But it's kind of intriguing how they are kind of tied into this BCC drama that's going on. So,
I mean, I don't know if you remember during the pandemic era, they had that whole, they had the show after Raw was over. It was like some sort of Fight Club type thing. And Shane McMahon was in charge of that.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe the BCC might kind of want to lean in that direction and be like a Fight Club type thing. And Shane McMahon can come over and, be the head of that maybe in a way. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see the way it plays out,
Yeah, I think they would definitely save. I think they would save Shane McMahon for maybe coming out at some kind of a pay-per-view or I think they would tease him for a while. There's been no teasing at all. So you're really kind of, and Moxley's not doing those riddles anymore where he's like, this isn't your company anymore. It was almost like that's when they were going in the direction of possibly a Shane McMahon had something to do with them. Who the hell knows? Anyway, back to Swerve and Shelton Benjamin. I said, I fast forwarded for some reason, even though I like both of these guys. I just had enough of wrestling for last night, and I started because I'm sick too. I was fast forwarding, and I said Swerve is getting every time that I stop fast forwarding, Swerve was just getting the shit beat out of him, which kind of gives it away who's going to win the match. When the babyface is getting beat up the entire match, the babyface gets 20% and ends up winning in the end, which is what happened. I felt bad because the crowd was fucking dead again for this. They may have popped at certain situations, but once it was all over, crowd gave no fucks. And then, Dave, who came out?
Bobby Lashley.
Boom.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is Bobby Lashley going to fit in this federation full of midgets, bro?
So I wrote here, I literally wrote Lashley debuts, and I said, these guys look like pro wrestlers.
Yes.
There's pro wrestlers, and then there's Lashley. I mean, Lashley is fucking just a specimen.
He looks like $1 million, and he kept his suit on the entire time. I mean, he took the jacket off, but he still didn't show the physique. Imagine him standing in the ring with fucking John Silver, with Hook.
Versus Bobby Lashley main event with Full Gear.
I feel bad because something tells me, and I know they're getting rid of the show. I think it's still on for now, but that in 3 months from now, it's going to be Bobby Lashley versus Hook on Rampage. It's what the fuck, man? So now they got another stable who's going to be, hopefully they're going to put him at the top of the card. It looks like with MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley, whatever they're going to call him, the Hurt Syndicate, I think is on the back of Shelton Benjamin's tights. So that's probably what they're going to be called. And okay, they're going to feud with Swerve for now, but Swerve's by himself. So unless Swerve is going to get some kind of backup and go against them, what do you do with a Lashley group and MVP? Once the Swerve thing is over with, they have so many. They got the House of Black, they got fucking the Elite, they got the BCC. They have all these little factions. They got the Patriarchy with Christian and Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus. What is Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin MVP going to do? Who are they going to feud with?
They're going to feud with Top Flight, maybe. I don't know.
Jesus Christ, bro.
And I don't know. Hopefully this is something that can move the needle. Because I definitely feel they need something to get the viewership up. I know, I have this theory where WWE does well on the ratings because they have the older crowd that will sit in front of their TV and watch wrestling. Now, the younger crowd, like the 20s and 30s and our age range, they're watching shit on their phone, or they're watching it the next day, or they're doing this and that. So
yeah, they're scrolling.
The ratings is kind of weird, but I definitely feel like if the network is giving them all this money, they want to see something come back, on it too. So
for sure,
hopefully they get some eyes on the product. But
Bobby Lashley is a great fucking talent. He's a good coup to get for AEW, but I don't think he's a needle mover.
No.
You know what I mean? He's not.
The only guy that really moved the needle was CM Punk. He's the guy that actually moved the needle.
And I think he moved the needle. Yeah, I think they broke 1 million, right? For his debut.
Rampage gets what, 200,000 maybe now or something, if that. I don't know.
Not even.
But yeah, they need something to kickstart something here. But
yeah, we'll see what happens, man. Who's the other guy from WWE that they said his contract is coming? Is it Owens? Kevin Owens. I think his contract is coming up.
Yeah, I did hear something about that.
I mean, he's buddies with the Bucks and all those guys. So Who knows? But again, I don't think fucking Kevin Steen or Kevin Owens, I don't think he's a needle mover either. I think he's a good piece to the puzzle with something that's working and is hot. He's perfect to fit that mold. But in terms of somebody, a standout star to help with the ratings, I can't think of anybody. Not a Shane McMahon, not a Bobby Lashley, not I don't know. They just got to start putting together more intriguing storylines that are going to get people hooked and talking about it when the show is off the air. Getting people talking about it all week on Twitter, getting people to talk about it, make posts on these podcasts that people do with all these talking heads like you and I right now talking about shit that we really don't know about. We're just fans.
Yeah.
They got to start stirring the pot a little bit, bro.
Yeah, like 5 years ago when it started, it was fucking awesome. And like I love AEW. Like I want it to succeed. Just
so
like,
do I.
Just like every wrestling fan. And they're just kind of, there's peaks and valleys, and right now they're in a valley, so they got to find their way out of it somehow. But I'm gonna watch the show, and I'm gonna, we'll sit here and we'll talk about it and stuff. But I really want it to do well because I like wrestling, and yeah.
Competition is good. You can't just have one. You need, McDonald's needs their Burger King. Home Depot needs their Lowe's, or else, competition just makes everybody fight a little bit harder and hopefully put out some better content. It just seems right now AEW is just in a little rut. They got all the pieces. They just got to put something together that the people are going to care about.
Yeah.
What did you give this show on an A to F?
Ooh, an A to an F. I'd give it like a C, maybe like C, B minus. I mean, it was a good show. Like
that's
I know
what
we
I'm
sit
thinking.
here and we rag on things, but it's because we want it to be better.
I think it was a fast-paced show. Yeah, I agree with you. We want it to be better, which is why we always give it, not the greatest results, but I'm right there with you. I would say C plus, maybe even a B minus. It moved quickly. Some of the matches were too long, but they fit a lot in the fucking show. If we go back and we count how many different faces were on this show between the backstage segments, the packages that they showed, the wrestling, they probably had at least fucking 50 different people on the show, which is good because they have a big roster.
In my notes here, I have things broken down, and I have 19 different things on my notes here about all the different segments that happen.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of shit going on in 2 hours.
Definitely. That's more like the Vince Russo booking where it's the car crash. What do they call it? Crash TV, where there's something's happening every fucking second. You can't keep your eyes off it. But I thought it was, overall pretty good show, and looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with this BCC angle. I like that. The Adam Cole's fucking hit the gym, bro. And Mariah May, slide my DM. Any closing thoughts before we get out of here, Dave?
No, that's all I got. I'm happy to be on the show. I think this is awesome. I like what you Bearded Bastards are doing.
Oh, thank you.
Let's keep the shit up.
Let's go. All right. Well, Dave, thank you for filling in tonight, and I'm sure you'll be back at some point to either do a roundtable or sit in or do something. But yeah, thanks for not letting me do this by myself, and your insight was very appreciated. Thank you, brother.
All right. Thank you.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Bearded Bastards, episode whatever. We are signing out. Boom. And